Thanks to the support as a channel member, Sean Doyle. Mrs Wearmouth, you're right, it has been a while. I'm sorry I was sick. Yeah, I mean, I could have come in, but I was a sweaty mess. So I thought it was probably best just to take a few days off. Is that all right? I'm back now, though, 100%. And we should be, I don't know why this seems like a strange conversation point with you. We'll be back to normal schedule of videos this week, boys and girls. Oh, I know you're just a girl. Hello and welcome to part 73 of Homegrown, an episode in which we're going to go on a journey of discovery together because you probably have a better idea of what's happened since the last video than I have. It's been a week since I've opened up this save, a week that has been largely spent in a fever dream, so I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. It does seem that Renan being injured for the majority of the rest of the season is real. He's going to be out for the next, to be honest, it's only 3 to 7 weeks. It's not going to be the rest of the season at all. But it looks like we've been in okay form, our typical kind of mixed form that we've been in for a little while, really. It's mid-February. We survived the January transfer window, presumably. Did we lose anybody? It doesn't look like we lost anybody in January. We haven't brought anybody in either. There's a few youngsters that are going to be coming in the summer. As ever, a couple of left-backs, because why wouldn't you bring a couple of left-backs in? And this is what the league table looks like. We are 12th in the league. 9 points behind Burnley, but we do have a game in hand. And I guess we just need to get ourselves sorted out and start winning some football matches. We did win our most recent match. In fact, we're on 2 wins from 3 on a little 3-game unbeaten run, which is very nice going into this game with Reading. Reading themselves where are they in the league? Reading are directly below us. So it is a big game. Let's go and win it, shall we? And this is the team that Paskev has set up ready for me, which, I mean, I'm not sure where his head was at, really. We're going to go with it because he must have had his reasons, but Yerebek starting, Connor Roberts starting up front. Has he ever scored for us? He scored once this season. He's starting as our striker. Harrison Davies on the bench. I mean, I knew that was coming. But yeah, it does seem that we are very much still in the process of changing the guard here at home. So we're going with Williams in goal, a back four of Hall, Barley and Brewerton, Curry and Hodgkinson in midfield, Hamilton, Yerebek and Hughes supporting Roberts as our lone striker. We have got Cannon, Jessup, Zebi, various attacking options down on the bench. But we do seem, similar to last season, we seem to be a little bit light with attacking oomph. I'm very glad we haven't sent all of these players out on loan this year like we did last year. Yerebek, I guess he started to do enough on this little unbeaten run to convince Paskev that he was maybe going to be the answer for us long-term in that attacking midfield role. I know he thinks he's a striker, Yerebek, but I think he has finishing of 4, so we're never going to use him as a striker. My thoughts are he'd probably end up being a central midfielder, but I guess in a world where we've got Hodgkinson and Curry in there, at least Curry for the time being, I don't think he's actually agreed to go to anywhere yet, so we might... It's not all over. It's not impossible for us to sign Nathan Curry permanently. I'm just unlikely. But in a world with Hodgkinson and Curry in midfield, I guess Yerebek has to force himself into the team where he can, although I know there's going to be a chorus of people in the chat. Chat? This isn't a stream. Hopefully I'll be streaming again tonight, though. Watch this space for that. Not sick anymore. Got to get back into the normal routines. But I imagine there'll be a chorus of people down in the comments section in amongst all the, oh, Kev, it's glorious to have you back messages, which I'm hoping to see a lot of down there. I've missed you too. But I imagine there'll be a lot of people saying, Kev, for goodness sake, play Hodgkinson up front or play Hodgkinson as the attacking midfielder. You've got Roberts and Yerebek as your 2 goal threats, and they're not. Perhaps Paskev has... I'm kind of with you lot at the moment, and we will change things up for the second match if this doesn't work, but Paskev must have had a plan, and I am inclined to go with his plan because we were in good form. Lumps the ball forward, looking for Roberts, but can't find him. And the Reading defenders just deal with it very comfortably and get the ball moving forward again towards their forward, who drifts out wide a little bit. There's some good defending in there from our boys at the back. I'm not exactly sure who's getting themselves in the way of that there. I think it might have been Alec Lay, but either way, we defend well, but we just don't seem to have anyone who's going to hold the ball up when we play it forward again. Connor Roberts, I don't remember ever playing him as a striker before. I think he did score in that last game, the victory just before the lurgy hit me. What a goal. But I don't think he was playing as a striker in that game. So, yeah, I'm not sure this was the best tactical move Paskev has ever made. But at the same time, you can't account for what we've just seen. There's no way, there's no defensive plan you can put in place to protect yourself from this happening. This is just stupendous. It's so well hit, the camera can't keep up with it. And even Alex Williams can't keep it out. But it does lead to a scoreline after 20 minutes of Holme 0, Reading 1. And we do need to get ourselves back into this game because this is going to put us back into the bottom half of the table again, I think, as it stands, which is not where we want to be. Nathan Curry with a big, deep free kick. But Jerebek, I think, is the one who's getting under it and can't quite get there. That's where we need, and I mean, that's where we need a Danny Pritchard. That's the difference someone like him makes, or even a Harrison Davies getting forward for these set pieces. As much as I like Lay and Barr as centre-backs, as out-and-out defenders, I think they are the two best centre-backs we've got. Neither of them come close to having the same attacking impact as Harrison Davies, and it's that ongoing debate of, do we sacrifice... Well, what I need to do is work out how many goals Davies costs us and see if it balances out with the amount that he gains us, because he's usually good for double figures of goals every season. Is he giving away 10 goals each year by being involved, or am I just noticing him make 4 or 5 mistakes over the course of the season, punishing him for those because they're 4 or 5 mistakes the other two aren't making, when in actual fact his net impact is still positive because of the goal threat? I imagine there's screens somewhere within the game where I can go and look at that kind of data. I certainly don't know where they are, and I'm not going to go and look for them now. I'm playing catch-up after a week in bed. I've got an awful lot to do, and I don't have time to dig around on those screens. Right, Williams is, I think he's tipped that over. We haven't looked very good at all today. You know how the game can be sometimes when you've not played for a little while. It'll go one of two ways. It'll either punish you for being away or welcome you back with open arms if it feels like that's what you need. But we had time off after a good run of form. So the game might be thinking, oh, he was getting complacent. It was too easy for him. He's back. Let's punish him for coming back so he stays. Treat him mean to keep him keen. That's what the game is doing to me right now. And I don't care for it because we want a playoff push this year. If we've got any hope, and like I say, there's still a little bit of hope, but if we want any real hope of signing Nathan Curry permanently this summer, then we need to be a Premier League side to do it, just financially, I think, because of the amount of money he's likely to want. Right, Curry plays it forward to Hughes. This is probably going to be the last attack before we change our shape up front. Hughes out to Brewerton. Brewerton with the cross. Hamilton's there, but the cross, it's not a cross, it's a header that goes just over. I'm not sure if it touches the top of the crossbar or it's just generally a poor header, but we are gonna shuffle some things around because this really isn't working out. Hodgkinson is tired and broken, so Chris Stone can come on for him in midfield. He can play as a box-to-box midfield. In fact, we might have Nathan Curry doing the box-to-box. Stone can be the ball-winning midfielder. Jerebek can become a playmaker. We're going to take off Roberts and bring on Troy Cannon. And we're going to go attacking. And we're going to hope that makes the difference. I think we've probably weakened the team a little bit there. But Troy Cannon, at least, is more likely to grab a goal than Connor Roberts, I think. Based on, past performance, history, Cannon's probably scored 100 goals for the club, whereas I don't think Roberts has made it to double figures yet in probably a similar number of seasons in and around the first team squad. Hamilton playing the ball forward, looking for Cannon, but that's the wrong kind of pass to Troy Cannon. Cannon needs something to chase onto, which he might be getting here. He does get ahead to it, and it's probably our best chance of the game, and that says a lot about how poorly we've played because it wasn't a very good opportunity. And that is a missed header from Alec Lay. And you could argue that's a header that Harrison Davies doesn't miss. So again, if we're looking at the net impact of Harrison Davies on this football team, this corner probably doesn't get given away if Davies is there to not miss that header because of his extra height and his aerial dominance. So it's a very, very difficult decision. Hughes to Stone. Stone looking to play the ball into Hamilton. It's a lovely pass for Hamilton, and it is a goal. Chris Stone with a beauty of an in-swinger. And it's almost a goal from nowhere. You wouldn't expect Micah Hamilton to be getting under crosses like that, but he does. He puts his head where he probably wouldn't want to put it and does really, really well. But this is great play from Chris Stone. What a pass. Hamilton does really well. Hamilton has been a bit of a problem for us this year because traditionally, Micah Hamilton's got 10, 15 goals a season throughout his home career, and that's only his third goal of the year. He needs to pick up the pace in this second half of the season because when Renan is back, maybe Hamilton's time is coming to an end if he's not going to be a goal threat anymore. By scoring, he's reminded me that he should be scoring more often. Right, we're going to make our final change. I know there is a corner ongoing, but I think we are going to bring Zebby on for Hamilton, not for Hamilton, for Curry, because Curry's shattered. So Hamilton can drop back into midfield. Zebby can come on as a winger. I think Curry should still get to take the corner. He does. So it's going to be an in-swinger from Curry, looking for Barr at that near post. Does Davies score? I mean, he has more of a chance to, for sure. It's Hamilton again. Hamilton plays it into Cannon. Cannon really should be taking a shot there. He spent so long playing with his back to goal over recent years. He's forgotten how to be the main striker. But now Hall's got time to pick across. He does. Troy Cannon this time does get a shot away, but it's blocked. Just as soon as he takes it, the goalkeeper's there to block it. And it remains 1-1. We're going to add a little bit more encouragement. We are still on an attacking instruction. We want to win this game. I'm all about getting promoted this season. Forget this. Let's have another consolidation season. Let's go up this year. Zebby playing it forward to Cannon. Cannon back to Zebby again, who's got Hall on the overlap, but Zebby just decides to fly past his man. That was lovely stuff from Zebby, but not quite the end product that we'd have been hoping for from him there. And it remains 1-1 as we enter the final moments of the match. I think that is going to be a home draw against another mid-table team. Does kind of indicate we're probably just a mid-table team, aren't we? But we can still hope. We will still push forward. Evie Russon thinks that's our best team with Connor Roberts up front. And Kane Bunn is confirming that Lay starting is good. I love this kind of detailed analytics we get from our fan base. Right, many changes. Davies comes back in at the back for Barr, who drops out to the bench. We're leaving Hodgkinson in midfield, even though he's tired. We probably shouldn't, but Jonathan Akani, who would be his normal replacement, still not fit enough to play a full game either. Zebby comes in on the left-hand side for Hamilton, despite Hamilton scoring in the last game. I just really like that Zebby run at the end of the game, and he's never really had a run as a starter for us. So Zebby is going to get a few games now, I think. I've dropped Connor Roberts back into the attacking midfield role where he scored from in the previous game, and Tommy Jessup comes back in up front, our top goal scorer once again this season. I'm not really sure why Paskev didn't have him in the team for the last game, but it is a mistake that has been rectified. Nobody expects us to get a result because we all watched the last game, but fingers crossed we might just be able to pull something off. That would be very nice if we could, but it is Burnley. We're starting things off with an actual kick-off highlight. Look at that heading dominance from Harrison Davies. That's what you get with that boy in the team. I still love that man, and hopefully he'll weigh in with a goal or two for us today. Zebby's done really well there to keep the ball in on the left-hand side and get the crossover, but unfortunately Jessup just not quite alive for it. And I do think the next big thing we need in this side is a proper striker. That's assuming we can keep hold of Williams, or obviously a goalkeeper would be the thing that we need. But based on keeping everybody here, we need a striker. We need someone who's going to come and score 25, 30 goals a season for us. If you watched Non-League to Legend this year, if you haven't watched it yet, you should do that. That's what you should have been doing over the last week while I've been poorly. But Simon Patton, who we signed at Peterborough when we were in the Championship, he was 18. He did cost us nearly £1 million. So we're going to need some money to be able to bring that kind of player in. That's exactly the kind of player that we need. We need those kind of young 18-year-olds who can just come in. I think his first season as an 18-year-old, he did get 30 goals for us in that Championship season. So we need to stumble across someone like that. If there was a way to bring him in from an alternate universe, I would. Hughes now on this right-hand side, and he just runs straight into the Burnley defender. But Hodgkinson sprays it out to Brewerton on the overlap, who's got all the time in the world to find a cross, but somehow, despite having all the time in the world, took even more time and gave the ball away. The man's a very frustrating wing-back. I know you lot have been telling me for ages he's a centre-back playing out of position. If we had another right-back, we'd play him. Jessup does well there, but kind of overhits the shot when he could just place it around the goalkeeper. We've seen Tommy Jessup do better than that before, and it's kind of been a story of our season. Our traditional goal scorers over the last 2 or 3 years just not scoring as many goals this year, and that's really lazy from Nathan Curry. It just seems to be an attitude around the team now that players who were previously great, not so much anymore. Harrison Davies has given away a penalty. At least he's trying, but he has given away a sloppy penalty that he didn't need to give away. Players running away from the goal, and luckily Alex Williams is brilliant and makes the save from the penalty spot. But I am looking at the likes of Jessup, Hamilton, who we talked about in the last game, Davies, the players who've been our absolute superstars for several years. Just, I don't know. I don't know if they've been found out. I don't know if because they're a little bit older, maybe their potential wasn't fulfilled, and I don't know. Just having potential shouldn't lead to performances in game. Your performance should surely be based on your current ability, not your current ability based on the potential that you might one day fulfill. You shouldn't play worse because you didn't fulfill your potential. Oh, Brewerton's now got himself sent off. What a ridiculous tackle that was. Ah! Welcome back, Kev. Remember the frustration you were having this season? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember why I faked being ill for a week. Well, Roberts is going to have to drop back to play in midfield. Hodgkinson can be a box-to-box midfielder in there. Curry's gone to right back. And we'd be delighted with a draw now in the context of the game. The only problem is Burnley are a team that we're chasing for the playoffs, and it's another one where we've got to be winning these games. We are running out of time to start making up ground if we're going to be in a promotion push this season. And I think the longer it goes on, it's an 8-point gap from Burnley, who we are currently playing, but we're down to 10 men against them, so you would expect us to lose, which is going to make the gap even bigger. Yeah, it's sooner or later you'll find me accepting. There you go. Akani's got to come on for Hodgkinson now. Sooner or later you'll find me just accept that we're going to be a championship club for another season. Did that substitution not go through? Hodgkinson is a broken man. Oh, it has gone through, except it hasn't. Sometimes you do that, and that'll now count as 2 substitutions, which is going to be really annoying if it does. I hope it doesn't. Right. So we've made 1 change. I'm now going to take off Hughes, put Jessup out wide, and bring Cannon on up front. And Jessup can play as an inside forward on that side. And is it going to let me make another change, or does it now think we've made the same substitution twice? We're going to take off Connor Roberts, bring on Yuri Yerabek, and it's not going to let me do it because of the stupid glitch. Fantastic. Everything's working out brilliantly today. Oh my word. Right, Lay heads forward. And there's nobody there because we're down to 10 men, and that was the gap that the 10th man would have been stood in. And for the second game in a row, we've been done by a wonder goal. I mean, if ever you've seen a game of Football Manager go against you, we've had 2 wonder goals in this episode. We've had us going down to 10 men. We've had a penalty given against us. I mean, it's a constant uphill battle. We've had the game glitching out. It's glitching out again. It's not letting me go. The game's not letting me go attacking. The game is not letting me switch to attacking. I'm not having a very nice time. I want to go back to my bed. I didn't have this problem when I was just lying on my bed playing Stardew Valley on my Switch for 4 days. This is rubbish. We're not getting promoted this year, boys and girls, because FM has decided that that's not going to happen. Nothing, not my fault, nothing to do with how I'm managing the club. The game has just decided that we're having another year in the championship. There's nothing I can do about it. We're powerless. We're now 2-0 down. We may as well just fast forward to the end of the season. It's just going to be this on repeat now. Just the game punishing me. Right. Well, that was disappointing. to say the least. Very disappointing. Brewerton's going to be out for a couple of games, which means Curry's got to go back to right back again. And we'll be back tomorrow, obviously wellness permitting. Hopefully I don't break myself by coming back all in one go with 2 videos and a stream in one day. But we'll be back. We'll probably come back, depending on how the next couple of games go. We'll either just go straight through to the end of the season if there's no chance of the playoffs, or if it looks like we might actually be putting some results together, we'll come back about halfway between now and the end of the season to make it a little bit more interesting. But I suspect tomorrow you're going to be seeing Forest and Derby and a very frustrated looking mid-table Kev. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Lots of thumbs ups would be a big help on the first day back. We've got to remind the algorithm that I exist. Subscribe to the channel if you are new for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.